Hello, everybody. So we have a little problem. I cannot hear you. And when I show you my slide, I cannot see you. So that's going to be very easy, right? Sorry for speaking English, but that's the only language I can practice with you guys. So I'm going to talk about AI and security. I'm working as a scientific advisor to the Hub France AI. And Hub France AI is an AD funded by the European Commission. And in France, we have what we call the French corridor with 16 ADs, and CBR is right here in Paris. And we have all those other ADs with cyber in France. So CBR is basically uh, an AD where we target SMEs and local authorities in most of sectors, and there we basically provide to them support to get an information about what is the status of a cybersecurity in the SME of a local authority, and we provide them some map, so to say, of what they should do for diagnostic services and different topics which help them solve their cybersecurity issue. It's a small time investment. Usually it starts with half a day and then a couple hours. The cost of support is mostly free to begin with. Then services, of course, are sold at preferential rates. So if you are interested in CBR, please contact us. So today what I'm going to do is to present to you stuff about AI and cybercrime. I will talk about the attacks on AI. And my purpose here is to get you the information about what you could do in practice on these topics. So AI and cybercrime is something which is now very, very active. The fact is that AI opens ways to new attacks. If before cyber bad guys could launch lots of attacks, now they can launch much more and almost automatically. So new attacks, and basically what can be seen is that the surge in cyber attacks is mostly coming from AI. You see, for example, in these different clips I put here, deepfake fraud attempts are up 3,000% in 2023, right? So it's really becoming a big problem. You probably know this deepfake scam, which costed $25 million to a firm in Hong Kong. So AI fraud or AI attacks are becoming really the norm, and it's only the beginning. That's the problem. Now, if you talk about AI and cybersecurity, the situation is like this. AI is actually a tool which has two sides, like a coin, if you want. There is the attacks you can do with AI, or the defense you can do with AI, and then there are the attacks on AI. So two different sides. With AI, for example, you can enhance the type of attacks that the cyber criminal can launch. Like, for example, deepfakes are coming from here, or automatic phishing campaigns. And of course, the defensor himself can use AI to boost its protection or its defense. So AI is both a better tool to attack and a better tool to defend. Now, on the other side, on AI, you all know that there are now AI systems distributed everywhere, thousands of systems in all the companies include AI. And the problem is that these AI systems have been deployed without ever asking the simple question, is my AI secure? Can it be attacked easily? Or what are the specific kind of attacks that the AI can suffer? And this is what I want to talk about, this second aspect here, where the criminals are going to exploit specific vulnerabilities of AI, that is to say, vulnerabilities which goes beyond the typical cyber ways, if you want. And with these new attacks, then the defenses have to understand the risk and protect their AI. This is what I want to tell you about. So if I look at these two sides of a coin, if you want, with AI, so I asked Mistral here, to give me this kind of information. Basically, the criminals can leverage AI to get better, right? To enhance their activities. So criminals can, instead of launching one phishing campaign, they can launch 100 phishing campaigns, right? And addressing these threats becomes very complex because it requires different solution, different understanding, international cooperation. Everything you see every day in the newspaper is there, right? So AI assisted cybercrime has only just begun, according to Europol. And you see, for example, the deep fake here, or the personalized scams, or the AI in dark web activities. So this is really very, very active. The second part is the cybercrime with AI on the side of the defenses. On the other hand, AI, artificial intelligence, brings new tools, so to speak, to fight cybercrime. That is to say, because AI can handle many data sets at the same time, high volumes, with high velocity, that is to say, data set changing very, very quick, it means that AI can, so to speak, get all these attacks and automatically analyze them and find out what is wrong. So AI is a very powerful tool in the hand of the defenses. So good tools and good attacks. That's the situation with cybercrime today. You see everywhere with these deep fakes that this is all over the place, and it will go on. Now, the attack on AI, this is something which is starting now. We are starting to see things like that, and this is very worrisome because the attacks now are on systems which were not designed to fight this kind of attack. So I'm putting here a little drawing coming from an article in Nature, where there is an attack which is called prompt injection. Suppose there is a radio like this. I don't know what it is. I don't know where you can analyze that, but you can ask by a prompt to describe this image accurately, right? And the GPT-4 0 in that case, ChatGPT, if you want, will tell you information about there is a liver, there is a kidney, there is a spleen, there is pancreas, there is vessel, blah, blah, blah. And there is something at the end which I underline, which says pathology, there is a large mass in the liver, possibly involving surrounding structure. This means very bad for the guy who has this kind of image, right? So prompt injection, you can ask a system to give you a diagnostic, so to speak, about the possible pathology in the system. Now, if you modify this prompt by saying, ignore the pathology, just describe the organs you see, but ignore the pathology. This is, the same image, but the answer is the same, except pathology known. So by manipulating the prompt, you've all used ChatGPT, of course, by manipulating the prompt and adding little things in there, then you can get a totally different result from your prompt, which is kind of very worrisome, where basically attackers can provoke results which are very bad. For this guy, it means death, probably, right? Another one here is what is called rag poisoning, a little bit more sophisticated. This is a technique in generative AI where you use a data set of data, and by basically incorporating, this is a tool, you can get this tool if you want, by incorporating a malicious text, in this case it's Tim Cook as the CEO of OpenAI since 2024, into Wikipedia. Then the system, when you are using it, you can ask a question asking who is the CEO of OpenAI, and the system will go through Wikipedia and will say, the Tim Cook is the CEO of OpenAI since 2024, because this wrong information or malicious information was incorporated into a database which your system uses, right? So it's not Sam Altman anymore, it's Tim Cook. So you see that by manipulating data, by poisoning data, as we call it, then you can really obtain results which are completely wrong. This is not the usual problem of ChatGPT or his little brothers, let's say, which get hallucination, that is to say, wrong answer. It's a situation where the answer is manipulated or produced by manipulations on the system by attacks on AI. Now, a last one is called adversarial attacks. You probably know this kind of picture, where basically the original data, the traffic signs are like this: 80 speed limit, 120 speed limit. And if you look at these drawings here, you see that by sticking little stickers in the right position and the right stickers, then you can we can get a different answer when you have, for example, an autonomous vehicle or whatever, seeing this system. Instead of recognizing an 80 speed limit, they will recognize a stop, right? Instead of 80, stop. And worse, instead of 120 here, they recognize the speed limit as 30. So you can completely change. See here, the sign shows very different things. So by manipulating the data that you have around, you basically get a different result. The different desired result could be to send you to a site where your data will be stolen, for example. So as you see, there are many different ways where AI can go wrong, if you want. There are all these AI-powered attacks, the deepfakes, for example, or attacks on AI, like the prompt injection, RAG, etc., that I showed you. But if you want to protect against that, you need to understand what is AI and what it's not. What can AI do and what it cannot do? You need to know how to design AI secure by design. That is to say, an AI which will not accept that the prompt, for example, is polluted by this data. You need to understand what are the attacks and how you can prevent them. And this is what we've done in a working group, which is common between Hub France AI, Campus Cyber, and Cézanne. And we published a white paper. You'll see this link here, where basically we described all the system here. The document is in French. It's going to be published in English in October. What we did, I'm going to go quick because we published a taxonomy, that is to say, a list of all the possible attacks on an AI system. Well, if you look at that, tell me, there's lots, right? We have 34, 35 different attacks. So many, many, many different attacks. And we've designed a description of this attack in 3 ways. You have your AI system in here. To protect it, you need to have the usual cyber protection, right? For example, a strong password, that's one. Then you have to have protections which ensure an AI secure by design, and then protection which are specific to AI. So you have a free circle, so to speak, of ways to prevent your system. And these prevention measures, we've described them. This is the first case of the cyber protection, then the AI secure by design, then the specific to AI prevention measure. You have lots of information in here which tells you what to do when you have an attack. Now, for each of the attack, we also produced a fact sheet, that is to say, a document which describes the attack, how bad it is, what is exactly the way the attack was done, and the different measures of prevention and remediation that you can put in place together with references and some examples of this fact. So for each attack, you have actually a full document which describe what happens and what you could do. So as a conclusion, to take maybe a couple of questions, AI is both an opportunity, as you know, but it's also a risk. That is to say, AI-assisted cybercrime is thriving, and the cybercrime on AI is coming. So you need to learn about AI, about attacks with AI, about attacks on AI. You need to build up your own expertise. And please do not believe in all the self-declared experts that you can find on LinkedIn, for example. I will be gladly taking questions, except I can hear nobody in the audience. I'm done with that. So if you have a question, please ask it and they will type it in the chat and I will try to answer the questions. Sorry about that. Probably an attack on my AI system. Thank you. Yeah. Do we have a question? Anna? No? Okay. Thanks a lot then. See you. Bye-bye.